Professional. I like that.
I like it.
James?
Cheers, brother.
What are we doing? What's going on here?
APGA Fall Operations Conference, committee and board meetings. Past few days we are live from Savannah, Georgia.
Beautiful Savannah. Historic.
What else what other?
It is a shipping mecca. I've seen at least 2 or 3 of those ocean-going vessels that are loaded with containers. You know, like the 40-foot
All
containers.
your Amazon orders.
I'm not sure. I mean, and it looks like they look like matchbox up there, and these things are 40 feet long, 20 and 40
That's
feet long.
just my wife's stuff.
It's coming.
It's a true story.
It's coming to Texas.
We're live at Savannah.
We are.
We got invited back to APGA despite our performance last time. Just kidding. Actually, we got invited back. I told you about this on the promo, but we got invited back, and I included Kelsey Klingler to speak about culture 2 years in a row. Again, despite our performance.
I think the performance was fantastic. You guys did a wonderful job.
It was
fantastic
awesome.
job.
A lot of work in that one. We pulled out some tricks. We pulled out some Coffee with Jim and James clips that we were hoping to tie back in there, I think, with good response.
Well,
so far, so good.
You know how I judge that is after the presentation. Is it a ghost town, or are people coming up to you both and asking questions? And that is what was happening. People were asking questions, wanting to know.
We've had a lot of conversations in this room.
Yeah.
We had somebody come up and say, what's the reception like for this topic in the industry? Like, what's it like talking to a bunch of gray-haired guys like me about crying? And I said, it helps if you cry. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you're sincere about it, I believe the topic will land. And culture's landing at this one, that's for sure.
You know, and the one thing that I always take away from culture is that it's very personally what you give to, again, your family, your community, your organization, your business, your church. It's what you give to it, and being yourself.
You know, I wish that people could see the level of harassment we get every time we go live from the crowd out there.
Are we pointing at individuals right now, or should
I
not point?
I love it. It feels, you know, some people show their loves in different ways. This is one of those moments. We're gonna have a lot of guests. We're gonna have a lot of guests on.
We're
live at the reception,
and we need to have a camera pointing the other way so people can see this. So it doesn't. We're just cracking up on ourselves. Anyways, the reception is going on, and actually, I'll be honest with you.
Spot.
Oh, this is a beautiful spot. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely
right
beautiful.
In the thick of it. The entrance door right there, and we're right here.
And the main not exhibit room, but what am I talking about? The main presentation room is right there.
General session right there.
Yep.
Like, we're seeing everything. It looks like a good showing. Probably over 300 here.
Yeah, they said
300-400.
Yeah, they said. I thought they said just around under 400. So it's great.
That's good.
So,
well, we got a big week. Couple days in a row. I'm going back Thursday. I've been here all week.
You go back Thursday, I go back Friday.
Yep, but we're going to bring the show live, of course, today, and then again tomorrow, all day long. Probably tomorrow we'll bring on whoever we can to everything okay? Oh, we don't need it to close. Gosh. We got this new stagehand, Kelsey Klingler.
Kelsey Klingler.
Crack on the way out, too. This is not the case. Just do it anyway. Just get in here.
Yeah, okay.
Just show them.
Like, it was my moment. Apparently not, but.
Do it.
Oh, yeah, we're still not leaving.
We're still talking.
If you just wanted to be on, you could just ask.
Kelsey
was here.
Words. Come on, jump in.
It's been good to be here. I
Tell
thought
them
our
about
presentation. So I thought our presentation went well. We, talked on culture and safety culture, and like they said, a lot of people were coming up afterwards and asking us questions. So it was good. It was good.
That's the test, right? The people are engaged. That's the test.
Also, we were funny. So.
We were all right. We're getting there.
Yeah.
6 or 8 more times on this one. We should be fine.
We only practiced it for
16 hours straight.
16 hours today because, I have anxiety issues.
Somebody was a little anxious over it, weren't
but
you?
But you rocked it. You killed it.
Right.
And you told people. You know what the beautiful thing, and I'm being honest, that's about culture, is that you actually were brave and said, hey, I do have anxiety over public speaking.
Right.
And she was just talking to us right over here. She's like, to me, she's like, you and Steve Allen just just get up on stage and just talk, you know? And I'm like, but that's who we are, though. But there's other things that make me very anxious, too. I get very anxious over other things that maybe
very
you
anxious
Right.
ordering from a drive-thru.
Same.
Yeah,
My worst.
is it?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Ask my wife.
What is your anxious thing?
Oh, jeez, there's so many. Believe it or not, very crowded situations. Even though I love crowds,
Really?
if I'm fluid in a crowd, meaning I can walk around, I'm good. But if I'm stuck, if I'm like in a seat and can't move, I get anxious
yeah.
over that.
I feel
So,
the same way.
like at a concert, I do not like concerts because I feel like I'm stuck. If it's a place where I can move and roam around, I'm fine. So yeah,
Can I go?
believe it or not. Yes, please.
So, back to our podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well,
no, I was.
hold on, I was
no,
like,
no.
should I-
You should get a chair, but no,
Okay.
I just want to hit this. A lot of people don't know that I do get anxious about speaking. But and Kelsey and I spent a lot of time together prepping for speaking. But what I mean is that you wouldn't know that if you knew me, right?
Right.
But I prep a lot. But we talked about this today. There's something that Brene Brown says in Dare to Leave called giving permission slips. You remember that?
I
so
do.
in other words, if you were having a meeting with someone, and let's say the night before your child was up sick, throwing up, right? And you walked into that meeting and said, "Guys, I'm not my best today. My kid was throwing up all last night. I'm just letting you know. So, I just may not be at my optimal."
Sure.
Cool. That's
Yep.
permission slip. So today we were talking about it, and she said, "I'm anxious." And I said, "Talk about it." Then that will be gone, and you can focus on the next thing. Well, what was the next thing? There were 3 or 4 things, but it was more about saying, give yourself permission in that moment, let the crowd know, and then drop it and focus on what you can, which is
Yeah.
delivering the content.
Own your stuff and move on. Yeah.
And I think that helps.
It really
I'm not
does.
good at it. I just have a lot. I've read a lot and learned a lot and figured out ways to manage the parts that I can.
I think
Right.
it really does help a lot, though, to like own it, and then that way you can move on,
How
right?
many people have come up and told you since?
At least 30. They've been like,
That
Really?
explains a lot about this
Really?
conference.
Yeah.
no, and they're like, you did really good. Like, I know you said you were anxious and everything else, but you were fine. And even Jim
I love it.
Even Jim White.
said that.
I did. No, you did a great job, I mean, I offered to do it for you beforehand.
I
and
know.
And she looked at me, she was like, I'm going to do this. And she did it. She did it. But let me just say one point that popped in my head is that so many times in the past, decades and decades ago in business, they're like, hey, you don't be nervous on stage. You put on your front, you get up there, you nail it, then you can be nervous off stage or tonight or whatever. And again, when you think about culture and everything that you're helping convey the message, we are who we are. And we're the same people at work as the same people at home. And we have to make the best out of that, and we're real people. And you guys really embodied that today. So.
And I think post-pandemic, that is more important than anything. We haven't been on stage and talking to people for a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like, you still gotta get back at. I know. Where's Jim?
I have no excuses.
So it's been a while. It reintroduces your anxieties that you thought you had lost.
Then causes new anxieties.
Right.
Which, I mean, is totally
I
normal.
give presentations at the grocery store. Just ask Tammy.
I promise we're not doing the whole show this way, but Kelsey, thanks for jumping in.
Thank you guys.
Great
Thank
segment
you.
today. Way to be
Thanks for
brave.
having
Yep.
me.
Best clacker.
Best clacker we've had all week. Jimmy, we're here all week, as
We
we
are,
said.
which is
Which is
fantastic.
really just a couple days. Tomorrow we're going to get quite a bit done, but lots of good friends here. We love the APGA. We got our Steve Allen here, board member, representing. We've done a lot of work with them. We've sit on a lot of committees. We're a sponsor.
We're sponsoring the YPP, the Young Pipeline Professionals.
Young professionals. I had it wrong.
What did I say?
YPP. It's not
YPP.
pipeline. It's just young professionals.
Oh, I thought it was
As a
pipeline.
whole, I mean, it's a larger
I apologize.
organization. My apologies.
No, my
I
fault.
screwed that up.
Yeah.
So, sponsors there, our good friends here. I mean, it's always good to hear to support Stuart and Aaron and Sheila and the
Absolutely.
Colonel.
The Colonel.
We just spent 20 minutes on his podcast.
Half
I think.
hour.
Good problems. Good problems. All right, we're going
All
to
right,
grab
brother.
some guests. We'll be all week.
Quick.
And we're back.
Here we are. Do I look at the camera?
Who
Yeah,
is
look at the
this?
camera. Chris McCabe,
Oh, yeah.
our friend, Chris George Sales. I have to say one thing, though. As I look at the, I think all my height is in my legs because
Don't
I'm the
look at
shortest one right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
We're
didn't
not
want to
supposed act
tell you.
like that.
We didn't want to tell you.
We've
You
known
know,
it for
Chris-
years.
Chris and I just met last year. Can you believe that?
It was just last year, wasn't it?
Was it? At the,
No, it was 2 years ago. I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
Chris and I met probably
It was
4 or
last
5
year,
years
my
ago.
friend.
How long have you been in the industry?
Yeah.
4.
I know it
It
seems
was
like
4 years
End
ago.
of this couple
Yeah.
weeks will be 4.
my wife says it seems like a lot longer that we've known
Oh,
each other
yeah.
too. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's on brand. But we met and we were like best friends. Remember that?
Did you guys go golfing together?
We did.
And then I stood him up for dinner. Then I stood him up for dinner that
Oh, I'm
night.
sorry, did you just say giggling together?
We were both,
Yeah, we laughed.
Yeah, my wife thought, I don't know what she thought, but Chris and I.
Where am I?
I then stood him up for dinner, and he's never talked to me again.
right.
So I mean
Yeah,
that's fair.
I heard a little. It hurt right there.
Then we had you on the show, and we won
Yeah,
him back.
everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine.
A little promotion.
I feel like I'm in a tennis match.
How's it?
Yeah, it's back and forth.
How is it being here at the APGA right
I'm
now?
having a great time. It's good to see.
group.
It seems like everyone's back out, and I think last year there were still a few people nervous to be out and about, but this
100%.
year it's wide open. It's really is great to see everybody, and everyone's in one place, dancing or not dancing. It's
It's good time.
I love this group. I haven't been in this industry long. I mean, now
5 years, 6 years?
6 years. But it doesn't seem as long as y'all got.
But you grew up in West Texas.
I know, but I hadn't been around APGA.
That's
and
true.
Once I got around, I was like, they're my people.
Fun group of people.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know what though? It's people that you learn from because when you come to these conferences, so many of the cross collaboration and the thought process. I was
absolutely.
learning about. Even we've been friends for years, and I'm learning about their bypass that they have in the meter sets, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
a great safety tool for our industry. I didn't know that. Out of all this time that we spent together, I'm like, what is that? And you're like, well, it's a
Always something
bypass.
new, yeah.
I'm like, that is
So
cool.
I was having a conversation the other day with someone I've known for 4 years, and they said, "What do y'all do OQ?" And I was like, "Can
Yeah.
you not talk to my boss,
Yeah.
please, ever?" I mean, really, it's funny how we get to know each other, and sometimes you just, I mean, that's
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
just assume maybe a little bit. Anything going on in your world, sir?
Moved into a house in March. So since I've seen you, the wife and I moved into a house.
Talk about
Enjoying
change
work.
management.
Yeah, seriously.
Whew.
I got to talk to her anytime I needed get permission to do stuff.
well, I'm sure it's never
Seems
mind.
normal.
Yeah, that does.
I don't know what the problem is. Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
sir.
that's the big change.
That's
But,
good. You on
work is
acreage or a
going.
house? I mean,
Acreage? What's the definition
What's your
between
mortgage
acreage
payment?
and
No, I'm just,
no.
where
Are
does
What
you,
interest
acreage
rate
cut
did
off?
you
are you like in the suburbs, the city?
Suburbia, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fair.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
okay. Says
It's
a
not
lot.
like a 3-4 acres. I wish it was.
Well, that's what I want. That's what we want. Tammy and I want
I have
that.
2
next.
acres. Very blessed. Very
Is your
thankful.
house all back together now? Last time we talked, it was
Sort
in
of.
shambles.
Oh, yeah.
It was after a
bad.
storm.
It was a storm.
bad.
It wasn't his fault.
You should
to
see
be
my
fair.
truck. We call it Dimples.
It's got dimples.
Yeah, well, a lot of
Hailstorm.
them.
We were supposed to record with him the night before the storm, or the day.
Oh, that's exactly
That was
right.
the second
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, first
I
time my
stood you
internet
up.
blew apart.
Yeah, that happened too.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Supply chain issues, like everything in the world. It took months to get windows,
Oh no.
and I had a 4-panel, window in my front office.
Blown out.
Completely shredded the whole thing. Broke the metal frame of it.
Wow.
It was gangster.
Yeah, that is gangster. I've never used the term gangster until now, but I'm proud to use it.
That's true. First, you see it here
Yeah,
first, Chris.
that's
Go have dinner.
Thanks,
I
brother.
will. Thank y'all for
Go
having me.
enjoy.
It's always
Go
so
enjoy.
fun.
We'll see you around. We'll be back.
Okay.
And we're back.
we,
Now we're fast friends.
We are
out there,
back.
It's good times.
we are back with Carolyn, and I have to tell a quick story. When she was walking in today, she was looking. She's like, "Who's running this thing?" And I'm like, "Running what?" She's like, "Well, the conference." I'm like, "Well, there's Aaron, there's Stuart." She's like, "Stuart." I'm like, "Let me go find him." I'm like, "Are you an inspector? You don't have a badge on?" I thought she was from the city. She's like, "I'm on the
Are we-
panel at
We're
3:15."
being audited.
So, no, that's how we met today. So, Carolyn, would you please introduce yourself and your company to the audience, please?
Yes, so I am Carolyn Amen with Deloitte, the Deloitte Research Center for Energy and
We've heard
Industrials.
of them. We've heard of them.
We have, absolutely.
And
what do you do?
We're here. So I work at the center. We lead research projects on power utilities and renewables.
Love it. Very cool. Big hot topic right now.
Hot topic.
Huh?
We're about to put out a report on the future of the natural gas utility workforce.
Love it. You were on a panel today, correct? I caught
was.
the back end of that panel. Tell us a little bit about what that conversation was like.
So we were talking about, again, what the future of the natural gas utility workforce is, looking at decarbonization scenarios and how the utilities are going to have to prepare their workforce, what skills they'll need, and the growth opportunities for natural gas utilities.
Oh, I like that word, growth opportunities.
Growth
That's
mode.
very positive. I like that. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned a paper. Is that paper coming out soon?
It is. Stay tuned. It's coming out next month in
We'll have to
November
drop it.
at the Center for Energy Workforce Development Summit.
Very nice. Very nice. So first APGA, I would assume. Is this your first APGA
This is my first
event?
APGA event.
And?
So we were presenting exclusive cuts of our survey data for
Very
APGA
cool.
members.
We were on the inside
I
today.
know.
So
Were you
it's a
able to
sneak
catch?
preview.
Did you catch any of the rest of the conference leading up to yours? Were you able to grab any sessions or check it out
I think there was just one before ours, the PIMSA one, but
from site? Yep.
Did you see the one after on culture and safety
I
culture?
did. There was an excellent one right after.
Oh, I heard about it.
that
No, I'm
that
just
really
kidding.
dovetailed with, right? We talked
really
about the
did.
importance of culture.
Yeah, that was cool. We walked in and we were prepping. I'm going to be honest. Kelsey and I were prepping
All day.
for ours. And when
All
we
day.
walked in, it was so nice the transition between the discussion within that panel and then what we came in there to speak about. So very cool. Well, nice to meet you, Carolyn. We're going to have you come
Yeah,
back
can we have you
on,
come back
talk
after
about
the
some
paper?
awesome stuff?
Yes,
And have you come
we
on
will
and give you
present all the findings.
Let's do
give you the
that.
scoop.
Oh, stay tuned for that
Heard it there
one.
first. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Anyway,
James just fixed the lights. It's day 2.
dude, we are back. Day 2
APGA.
live at APGA Fall Operation Conference in Savannah, Georgia.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. It's always nice to be in person. Doesn't
That's
matter where we
wonderful.
are.
That's wonderful.
Jimmy and I already had coffee this morning. We're early risers.
We started at 6:45 in the lobby.
So we're several cups in. That's what we should say. Great first day, at least first day for me. I know a lot of people have been here for the committee and board meetings, but this is one place I'm not involved, for sure, in committee and boards. And so good first day.
Very
Got
good.
Speaking, I hate to say got it out of the way, but mentally, knowing we have to do the show too.
Yeah.
And you're also here for a job, right? I mean, so there's multiple things that you got to factor in.
Our role.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. And our involvement with APGA as, kind of partners in this conference too. So we've invested a lot of money. I hate to say it's good to have that done, but mentally to be able to now focus on the show today and bring some awesome people through. We've had so many great conversations already just naturally here in the hall.
Yeah, and even yesterday though, you say it's nice to have that through, but look at yesterday being on opening day to the General Assembly, in front of 400 people, giving you and Kelsey talking about culture, safety culture, people culture. It was well received, and that's why we didn't record too much last night, because the people that were
Yeah, we were
asking
busy.
questions and doing. I mean, that's why we're here.
Engagement.
To talk to folks and to continue to
serve.
build, and
And we were able to jump on a podcast with John and Todd over there with APGA, or Freedom to Fuel,
Freedom to
I
Fuel.
guess is what
Yep.
it is. And I think we talked about it last night. But the more I thought about that, it was fun to be on the other side of the mic.
it's really fun.
Let your guard down and just chat. And, the Colonel said this morning, we had a cup of coffee with him this morning too. And, he was saying, it's funny, a podcast, you think about our jobs as just talking on these microphones, right?
Yeah.
But really, our jobs as hosts, a lot of the time, is to shut up and listen. right? And which is something odd, right? To have to
Yeah.
to do for someone like us.
Yeah.
And these are the rare times, when it's just us that we get to chat a
To
little
get
bit.
to banter and
But our job is to pull whatever it is out of our guests.
Yeah.
And so we were talking with the Colonel about that and how unique that is. Because the Colonel, the guy likes to talk.
Yeah, and he says it's very hard for him to actually sit back,
It's
ask
a
the
skill.
questions, and then get it, and then to know that time when somebody seems to have, they're right on the
You're
point,
almost there.
and then you got to pull it out of them. Just ask that one little tidbit or
Yeah.
something just to get it going. And honestly, and we joke about it. I joke about it. I'm very comfortable, whether it's in front of a camera or talking to people or presenting or whatever. A lot of people are not very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And so it's you have to be cognizant to really help people along with that journey. And you did a great job yesterday with Kelsey. You and Kelsey gave a great presentation, and Kelsey was on stage in front of 400 people saying, "I have anxiety about this," and
Yeah.
everybody in the audience, connected with her. I mean,
Trooper.
afterwards, people were like going up to her
Yeah.
and saying, "Great job!"
Yeah, or I had anxiety, and I have that same thing. People coming up to her and saying, I deal with this, deal with it. I live with anxiety, and seeing you up there. So really good start to the conference. Today's full day of sessions. Kind of broke into tracks. I caught the safety culture panel this morning. Lots of great content there.
Environmental, we have engineering.
PHMSA grant
Yeah.
stuff going on. Lots of good stuff. APGA always doing great things.
Fantastic job. Fantastic job. The response has been nothing but overwhelmingly positive with all that.
So as we always do, today's our big main day. So we're going to be pulling on people just about as quickly as we can see them. We try to get as many windows into this conference as we can provide to you guys back at home. That's our goal, right? And for the APGA to show off an awesome event.
Yeah.
So let me lay it out for you real quick. We said it last night, but it was so chaotic. I just want to be sure people understand where we are. We're like the ambassadors to the conference where we are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the first place you see when you walk in.
Entrance hall on the second floor.
Right
Yep.
here is general session yesterday, now the breakout sessions. Right here we got the front door, and then back in that area we have an exhibit hall.
Yep.
So some more exhibitors back here. So this is kind of the welcome area. Sponsors have kind of taken over. So we got a big show, show set up right here. We got a big lit up booth. Got our swag
Lit
on
wall.
display and ready to go. So a lot of stuff going on here. So as you see, people are just coming in and out. A little quiet right now because all the sessions are in. If you look right there, I think on the camera, there's a session live right in it.
That's,
going on.
that's Magnolia
Peeking
River. Kim Weaver's talking about
We'll have to have her on later.
she's talking about the PHMSA grant program
Oh yeah.
for public utilities. I think it's $250 million a year over the next 4 years, something
Well,
like
you
that.
remember Stuart came on and talked about
Yeah,
that.
he did. Yeah, and I'm trying to get back to the memory
APGA
cells.
was,
It's $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So lots of education here for our municipality friends out there. Lots of clients here.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a fun
it's a great group. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, even the non-clients, I love them too. So many people have come up, and I've only been here twice. I mean, this is period. And they remember me, and we hit it right back off. So it's been cool to get back out here with them. These are some of my favorites. It's the truth. I know I'm an industry guy now. That's what you're thinking. You create a monster.
I just laugh at you
A
all the
monster.
time. I love you, brother. You just crack me up. The reason we come to these conferences, the reason people do, one is to build these relationships because you never know what you're going to need, want, or desire in the industry, and you may not have the answer or solution, but you know somebody that does.
Sure.
And those are the people that people gravitate towards as far as mentors, as far as guiders, as far as whatever the term you use it. It's imperative in our industry. Even this morning, I think I've had 3 conversations where people said, "Hey, do you know anybody that does this?"
Yeah.
And it's
And you know what? We do.
yeah, we
We probably do. We probably had them on the show. Probably have an episode about it.
And Bob from Sevier County was here a few
Yeah.
minutes
Oh
ago.
yeah.
We wanted
Okay.
to-
So Bob won't come on.
No, he won't come on.
Bob Trim. If I'm from Scud, Sevier County
Yep.
Utility District over there, and longtime clients. We did a lot of work for them.
here recently, actually. I'll talk on it. He went here. I'll talk on it.
Yeah.
I
right,
think
you
in
play
the past
Bob.
6, about six, okay, about 6 months ago, we did some work with Scud over there and did a custom, like a leadership
Yeah.
focused workshop, day and a half, kind of soft skills, and we did some very specialized training with them. A lot of hands-on, a lot of team building, a lot of sitting with teams and working out problems together. And they just came to us with a, I don't want to say a problem, but an opportunity that they had. And we sat with them and we crafted that day and a half. And you would have thought we hung the moon when we talked to them afterwards. Bob and Val and everybody was just over the moon with how great it went with their teams.
Yes.
And we had never done that before. We've crafted plenty of custom solutions, but what I mean is that particular thing, we listened and we built something special for them, and it went off without a hitch.
Yep. And when you think about it, we've been in this game, so to speak, for almost 3 decades. And as a training and education and I'll say thought leadership foundation, yeah, we do OQs. Yeah, we do asset management. Yeah, we do PSMS and compliance and all those. But really, when you think about that thought leadership, that's why they reached out and grabbed us, because, even the cultural aspect, put all those together. That was the package.
And I think that's how it actually started, was maybe a webinar, or we did a Leading People Not Like You webinar, and they saw that and they were like,
got a good
what
idea.
do y'all do?
Yeah.
Right. So then, a little more so we got in there. But good to see Bob.
Yeah.
Such a gentle giant. It's so camera shy, apparently, too. We can't get him on to save our
I mean,
lives.
he's only 7
He
feet
just
tall.
bailed out.
Yeah.
As soon as he sat here for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like,
As
we're
soon as
going
we got
live.
out
He's
the
like,
camera,
I'm out.
Tell everybody I said hi.
He did. That
Too
was
bad
his-
Val isn't here. Val would have came.
Val's getting married. I just saw
I
Brian.
did. In a week. or
Yeah, Val's
something.
getting married. Shout out
Well,
to
at
Val.
this time,
I
she
saw
may be
Brian.
married.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations, now.
Yeah.
We'll tag you in the comments.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we got to get to work now. We can't sit here and talk all day.
We could.
I mean, we will.
We need to get
we
somebody
need
else on.
somebody else here. Else won't be fruitful. All right. So we'll be back. We're back.
We are
That's
back
what you
and
are.
better than ever. Because why?
Because we have one of our good friends.
Aw, love being here.
Oh, you have to turn your deal around. You know why? We all do, because
Oh, I'm good.
this helps
For
in
our
post-production. If you just hold it up, they love you
so
for
that you'll
it.
be like,
But they know you.
what's her name
Tiffany
again?
Hopkins is back from
Shakti.
Shakti Engineering. I wrote your name, but I wrote it phonetically.
Phonetically?
Is that, what do you call that?
I think
You know what I'm talking. Is that what it is?
Phonetically?
How you say
Shakti?
it? So I sent
Well,
somebody
yeah,
and I
that's-
go from Shakti, but so they would understand that I wrote shock
Oh.
T, like a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
they would
yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah.
how to say it the first
How
time.
to
Makes
pronounce
sense.
it.
I'm really into that these days.
Well, we have the dots,
Yeah.
the umla.
Yes.
See, I
What's
don't know.
the ah
I've never
in
heard that.
Shakti?
Umla. That's German, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's German.
What's the ah?
We learned something today, didn't we? Danny,
But I
did you
can
know
see
that?
Deutsch.
What the 2 dots over
The
like
umlaut.
shock-
Or umla.
Umla,
That,
umla,
have you ever heard that in your
umla.
life? Okay, same.
We get off
Anyway.
on tangents. Beautiful tangents, but we get off on them.
Tiffany, how's APGA going?
Awesome.
You like
Love
it?
here. I love these people
Yes.
so much.
We've said that over. and
Salt
over.
of the earth,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
I mean,
yes. And just the nicest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Everybody shares. Everyone's trying to learn.
Yeah, it's
just make the
amazing.
industry better.
Mhm.
Nobody's got some private agenda. No offense, I like private people too, but you know what I mean.
right, right. of
Everybody's here
course.
for a better cause, and
Yeah.
let's make the industry better.
And to support each other. There's not competition
Lots of friends.
necessarily. They truly are peers.
yeah.
working
Except
towards a common goal.
podcasts, a lot of competition.
I'm
No,
telling you right
just-
here, it's
Right.
freedom to
I
fuel is
saw
like
that.
Yeah,
Freedom
they're
to fuel
just
is
getting
gonna
into our
crush
space.
you.
all over the place. Yeah, we gotta watch
They have
out.
the colonel. It's like not even fair.
Yeah, the colonel
the
is the
chairman.
president.
What a figurehead.
Yeah,
No, he's awesome. We had him on earlier. We were on their show last night. And it was
40
awesome.
minutes. 40 minutes.
That's what they said. I said, no.
You guys found enough to talk about in 40
Well, we didn't think it was
minutes?
40
Hard-
minutes.
it's hard to
We thought it was
believe.
like, we thought maybe 15,
I was
20.
38 of those minutes, I think, was me. And
Oh,
I
you were-
always make fun of everybody being so long-winded. The worst.
You have a lot of good things to say, James.
We got a lot of stories to tell, don't we?
We do. But
How's
you know
the
what?
Shock Tea world going?
Let's have a story over here.
It's amazing. You guys, we hit 54 employees this week.
Man, that's a good
4
number.
short years, we've gone from 2 to 54.
Wow.
It's been incredible.
That
It really
when you
is.
hit that 50 mark, you know it's a number in your head. You know, is it the
Yeah.
50 or 51 that makes you got to report different
Legit,
things?
right?
You're like, we
Legit.
better be in this because we just
Here
crossed
we
that
go.
line.
Oh,
You
yeah,
remember
yeah,
when we
yeah,
did?
yeah.
I
That's
mean,
right.
It's
That's
a
right.
thing. We hung out at 49 area for a while, going, "Are we going to do this?"
I think I was employee number
So that's
50,
awesome.
and they were like, Jim, just hold on a second. We're going to
On
wait a few
second
days. We're not really.
We're deciding
thought
if
he
you're
won
worth
something. Yeah.
putting us over the. over
It
that
takes a little
barrier.
bit. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, so it's been exciting.
Everything's going great.
Congratulations.
Over there.
We're
Busy,
doing
busy?
great. We really are. We're
Blessed.
busy. We truly are blessed. I think that sums it up in one word. Great staff, just the greatest. The greatest staff.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I used, for those that don't know, Tiffany was on the show. It hasn't aired yet, right? That one
No.
hasn't aired. It's coming up. She was on for the Culture Series,
Yes.
and we talked about the importance of just getting started, right?
Yes.
And so I was able to go in and steal a little nugget out of a few of our episodes, and that was one of them yesterday. Just the importance of getting started. Thanks, I guess. Is that what you're saying? Like, thanks for gracing our PowerPoint again after
that
the
was
show
awesome.
or
I
before
appreciate
the
it.
show? Is a
It
little
was fun.
snippet, you know?
Yeah,
People
it was
are
fun.
People are
pumped
clapping.
about culture here. I'm
Oh, you know what they
excited
are.
to be talking about
You know,
it.
but it's a subject though. Think about it though. In years past, what did we come here and we talked about? Regulators, valves,
Sure.
infrastructure,
Still
and just
are.
and we still are absolutely. But the migration into the thought leadership, into all the aspects that we never really talked about before, but are such integral to our
And it hits
processes.
everybody.
Yeah,
Right. We talked
Right.
about it, I think,
All
before.
the
is
time.
That's one of those that you're either in a good culture or you've been, I mean, you either know the stories we're saying because you're living it or
Yep.
you have, right?
Yeah.
That's the situation you're in. You either
Right.
got a good one or a bad one. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
So it's easy to talk to folks, and I'm just happy that people are receptive. It's nothing new to us. It feels home to us, right?
It does. It does. But you know what I was thinking, James, is that even when you have a good culture, you can't stop. You have to keep working on it.
Because that's your new baseline every time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I feel like our culture is great, but we never stop thinking about how to make it better. Because when you stop trying to make it better, I feel like that's when you start to slip.
well,
Continual
yeah.
improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people have said that before. The day that you don't try to be better in whatever you do, it's like the day that you quit.
So
Mentally, physically,
normalization of
emotionally, whatever it
deviance
is.
a little bit too.
Has it gotten harder though with 54?
As we grow, yes.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And as time goes on, as a work from anywhere company, I think we go through phases where people are really desiring that interaction. So
But they
we're
don't know how
always
to say it.
looking, yeah, we're always
There's not a
looking for new
mechanism.
ways to
Yeah.
help people connect and bring
So
our
we
small
recently
world
just kind
smaller.
of put a little more effort around. There was some comment, and this is anything I don't mind sharing. It's not a big deal, but we had some people comment about how our office was kind of dead when you went in. It used to, there was so much energy, and now we have kind of different groups coming in at different times, and some people are there all the time. You know, some of us grace those halls every day, but people are like, it's just not the same as it was, and so we really put a lot of energy to bring the office part back. To try to create that atmosphere that we always had, because some of our legacy folks were like,
Yeah.
I mean, we miss that stuff. And it has been a shot in the arm. I mean, it's not a fix-all or anything,
Right.
but it does bring a little more energy back to that. But being that's some of it, right? If
Right,
you're
right.
100% remote, what are my options? Right? I mean, virtual is really a lot of it. And that's a tough
Right,
one.
right.
It's a tough conversation.
We're just being intentional about setting aside time for everybody to connect, whether it's the Friday morning brunch club
Deliberate,
or yoga and meditation, right? Just so people feel together
Yeah.
in different platforms so that you
It's
can pick and
tricky.
choose what works best for you.
It's a great way to do it, to reach out.
Yeah, we got to
Give them
stay
lots of
engaged.
options. Yeah.
Sure. Well, hey, we could talk all day. We always do. Tiffany, it's so good to see you again.
Thank
you
you.
both.
Great to be here at the
Absolutely.
APGA live. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Tiffany.
Hey, we'll be back.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we're back.
And we are eloquently going through the afternoon. Eloquently.
Is it afternoon? Is this night? When does night start?
I would-
7?
I think it's still daylight. I hadn't seen it yet.
I'd say if it's before dinner, even though this is late, this is early evening is where we are.
There we go.
Y'all been in the industry a long time. You traveled a long time. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were. It just came up how much I had been traveling this year, right? And they were like, "Man, like where have you been?" And so I was like, so you high point you want it to sound cool.
Yeah.
I've been to St. Louis and Savannah and Orlando, and and you're naming all them. Wow. And in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm thinking, never left the resort in Orlando.
No.
Was at the Gaylord and
Yeah.
and you never this is what I saw was this carpet. I looked out the window one time. Savannah's a little different. I felt like I got a little Savannah in, but you know what I mean. Some
Someone said it was
places you
raining
never.
a minute ago.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
Had no idea.
no idea.
Been inside.
Yeah.
How's the temperature? I don't know.
No clue. About
Why?
70.
Nice and cool in
Too.
here.
It's a little warm in here.
I'd say it's about
compared to
74 in
most
here.
conferences.
We have a lot of people.
Look at
We
it.
got a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we
Body heat.
and who do we have but our good friend,
I know, we
our
just-
dear friend, our long-term friend, Mr. David Love from
I hope it's
Magnolia.
long term.
Absolutely.
Have we got
And
there?
I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Coming to APGA and seeing everyone and having Jim and James, an award-winning show at APGA.
Oh, we love
Awesome.
APGA. This is absolutely fantastic.
It is a good group.
Yeah.
We were here last year. I mean, I don't know. Last year was my first year. I've said this 19 times.
That's all right.
since we've been
No,
on,
no,
but Last year was my first event.
APGA.
Yeah, for APGA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I haven't not been involved with
He's a newbie.
Yeah, but man, it's one of my favorites.
We actually had a couple of new people ask me, so how long have you been? Is this a good show for you? I said, well, we've been involved for about 18 years, so
Yeah.
it's been pretty good for us. But
It's fantastic.
It-
Fantastic
it is.
event.
Really
Fantastic
good
people.
association.
I mean, if you look around, I mean, we can see it, and our audience can see it. There's so many little groups of people that are just sharing ideas and talking through it, which is what so many people have said. The amount of learning from each other that goes on at APGA is different.
Aaron and the staff do such a great job of putting an agenda
Kudos.
together. I sat in on a lot of sessions and maybe even missed a little booth time. We won't tell everybody.
No,
You know,
that's
Don't tell our bosses.
It will not go out.
do I look smarter? I mean,
You do. You know,
thank you. I'm feeling smart.
you go to these and you pick up things, and if they're not applicable to me, they may be applicable to you or to Joe or to Peter or to somebody else. And if I could pass that on, that's my mantra, is that if I could pass on one thing to one person to help them in their life be better, more productive, safer, we've done our job.
The stories that were shared, even from the participants about something they've been dealing with that the instructor or the teacher is talking about has been, you learn from those too.
Yeah.
So it's those shared experiences.
Absolutely.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, it's been a good one. Catch any awesome sessions today or over the week that just stood out to you?
PSMS, lining of pipe.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
Seen that in the southeast a lot. So a learning experience.
It's good stuff.
What about Magnolia River? What's big at
what's going
Magnolia?
on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Tell us something cool.
How's the marketing
Can you tell
department
us
doing?
how's Summer doing?
Summer,
We're watching.
what's her last name?
Shower?
Yes, she's
mention
doing
it.
a fantastic job. Have to feed these pictures back to her pretty regular, and she lets me know if I needed to move over or But
She's really
very good
particular.
instructor there too. But
She's a hoot. She's a hoot.
We kid.
well, we're still growing, working on a few things that's exciting for our services, and really just enjoying being fully involved with all the different trade shows now
For sure.
as we've gotten back out here.
That's great.
Awesome.
Really
Wow.
appreciate the opportunity to be with you guys.
That's all, my friend, as I say, every time we're together, it's a good time. I'm telling you. Absolutely. I'm blessed to call you, we're blessed to
One
call
of my
you
favorites.
our friend. Absolutely.
I'm not
David
kidding.
Love.
All right. Hey, we'll be back.
James, we are back.
We are just like that.
We were actually able to grab Kim from Magnolia River. She just got
She
off
was
stage.
mobbed
She was mobbed,
after
literally.
her session, and we had to wait in line, and then we were like, "Get right on here."
Autographs?
Giving out
Strike
autographs.
Yeah, we have this line of people back here are all waiting to talk.
But
to us.
who got first dibs?
We did. We got the scoop. How'd it go?
Well,
first
introduce
of all,
yourself,
I'm so
please.
sorry. We
Yeah.
just act like
Yeah, sure. I'm Kim Weaver with Magnolia River Services.
We know you well. We
Yeah.
know Magnolia
Heard of
well.
Magnolia.
Yeah. I have been with Magnolia about 10 months, but I have about 25 years of experience in the industry.
Yep.
So one of the first things that came into play when I started with Magnolia River were the PHMSA grant applications.
Absolutely.
Lean in a little bit because that was your presentation.
It
And I'll
was.
tell you, you were a packed house in there. You had
And our audience has heard of that before a little bit because we had Stuart Salters on to talk
Correct.
about it a while back. But please give us a flyover.
So the PHMSA grant application is an opportunity for public gas systems only, and that's a municipality, a gas district, utility commission, anything that is governed by a city council of elected officials. So this grant opportunity for them is to replace, rehabilitate, or repair leak-prone pipe.
Okay.
Natural gas pipelines that are in the ground, and there are varying ways that can be done, but it primarily is cast iron and bare steel, but could also be some plastic. So it also does include the opportunity for getting equipment to help you reduce methane emissions.
Absolutely.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's $1 billion. You said it's $1 billion total fund, like 250 million a year that's available, or what's
There's 200 million available per year.
200 million per year? Yep.
So for the first year, $196 million are eligible to be awarded.
Got it.
They got $2.1 billion of
With a B.
applications.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
179 applicants with 400 unique projects.
Wow. That's impressive.
So that's huge. There was a question in the beginning of whether or not public systems really needed this money, and I think the need is very apparent with that kind of money.
That's amazing.
That's
I think we did that because we had Stuart on the show and promoted it. That was probably
Right
it.
here.
I bet it was.
That's marketing. I'm kidding. What a great program. Good response in there. Did you have a lot of questions, a lot of interaction? People seem.
We had some questions. There's still a lot of unknowns because the provisional awards have not been
No doubt.
given out yet.
Yeah.
So we really don't know yet what we're going to learn, everything we're going to learn from these. So we're still waiting to see.
Very nice. Well, Kim, congratulations on your
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We better let you get to your fans. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
What's happening?
Hey, that was live.
That was live?
Yeah, we do cold opens now, so we quit. We just
you're just
we
getting-
just start talking.
We're having fun.
Winning. You get to do cold openings?
Things start happening. No, I'm a big fan of cold opens. I always have Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Like just I don't want to know. I just want to go.
Yeah. We're having fun now. We have been
You know,
having
it's
fun.
one of my
but-
biggest
You guys have your
pet
name
peeves.
badges on? I don't. Yeah.
I'm still James Cross, but I've started to do it as presentation. I'm like such a stickler about it. One of my big pet peeves is when people go, today we will be talking
Oh my
about
God! Listen.
X, Y, Z.
Or the
And
PowerPoints
my
that have
name-
more writing on them than there is like visual aid, and you can't read it. And then if it is on there, they just read it word for word.
Oh, yeah.
That is the single worst presentation
So
of all
we
time.
have two rules, right? One is that the second is you can't read your slides.
Yeah.
I don't let you don't
I
perform
agree.
with me.
I agree wholeheartedly.
You don't read slides. So it's
The
been a
slide
journey.
just supports the concept that
Yeah,
you're
so
talking
I
about.
started. We
Yep.
started cold opening for presentations.
Boom.
We're all smart people. We know what's going on. You don't have to tell me there's a presentation. You don't have to tell me that you're ending this or starting it. I'm really smart.
Yeah.
You smart?
Yeah, you figure it
You know
out.
how
Right?
podcasts work?
We are going to begin the podcast now.
I've heard about it. I've heard about this thing called
I love
podcasting.
Ted Pete, Upsco,
did we spend an
Connections
hour
for
and a
Life.
half of on Freedom to Fuel yesterday
Yeah,
between our
between the two
groups?
shows, we
Holy
did.
cow!
That was
That'll
great,
be the
though.
last time
Yeah.
he invites us.
Well, the Colonel goes, I lost control of the show. He goes,
happens.
and then Todd was like, Colonel's like, all right, we're going to wrap it up. And Todd's like, I'm not done asking questions.
I know.
He shut him down.
So they did it
was
with
great.
us too. They're going to start adding a segment. The last 2 questions from Todd.
Okay.
And the Colonel was like, okay, let's keep it going.
Keep it rolling.
And we're like, the lights are going out.
How about the Colonel? Let's get that. I owe these 2 gentlemen a debt of gratitude because the Colonel and I met at EWNCon, and him and I have become extremely close since then.
That's great.
I mean, like,
He talks very highly
he's a good liar.
on you. What is
He's a
happening?
good liar.
Lights
Y'all
went
hang
out.
in there. I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
Y'all
Okay.
talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. I'm a little verklempt.
I'm verklempt.
Verklempt.
Sheila, give me a.
No, the Colonel, though, he was amazing. So
He's absolutely fantastic.
and then he jumped into our world, which is this.
Yeah.
So
And he
And you know he's gonna win, right?
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he was like, well, y'all are number one, and we're chasing. And I was like, listen,
No.
man, there ain't no nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all are,
Colonel has a presence. You
Oh,
know.
oh, he's awesome.
and he earned it. Right?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
That's the truth.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So have a blast.
Yeah.
Get ready.
So this has been a great show, though. What do you guys think?
One of my favorites.
One of your favorites?
Absolutely, one of my
I
favorites.
I love this group, but I mean, seriously, we're here for a reason, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But from a sales perspective, I mean, the industry is buzzing in our world.
Yes.
I mean, people are looking for change. They're looking for, the real deal.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And
so
it's
that's
happening.
been positive. Right?
Yeah.
All throughout the day.
Because, coming out of the pandemic, some of that was like people poking around, looking
Dipping
around.
their toe back into the world.
Not everybody was out,
Yeah.
And now I think we're kind of getting a little bit back to maybe what it was like before.
I think you're right.
This is my first attendance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm in New York, so this doesn't really fit my customer base a whole lot. But one of the things we did at UPSCO was Joe and Chad and myself decided we're gonna help introduce that change that you're talking about, right? And the only way we can have that kind of influence is to join these kind of committees at these associations.
Yes.
So Joe, Chad, myself, we've all joined multiple committees.
Good.
Thought
At
leadership.
multiple different agencies just so we can be involved in helping introduce those kind of changes, the things that are coming into the industry that affect us and will affect our customer and client base. And, we'll build the relationships with the people who can change the laws. That's the plan.
And that's thought leadership, right?
That
is. That is.
That's what we talk about.
That is.
And we're big on it too.
absolutely.
Right? You got to do the work.
Yeah.
And you can complain about it. You can, gripe about it, and we all do.
Yep.
But
Or
at
what
the
do you
end
do?
of the day, you get involved. You become part of the solution, and that's exactly right.
And there's a seat at the table, as
Yes,
you always say.
yes. And we're getting a guest appearance from Connections for Life co-host Joe Surratt.
What's going on, fellas?
You got to talk to the
You better
microphone.
get
They
in.
don't need to hear what I'm saying.
We know.
Oh,
I'm scared right now.
You should be.
We just spoke him into existence.
Why were you talking about me?
We were talking about
I
you.
was singing your praises.
So, question.
Oh.
Ted, so you guys don't know. Teddy's my fantasy football guru.
I am.
He
I
runs
am.
my team.
I do. I'm his
Okay.
general manager.
Cooper Cup just got put questionable. Is that
Leave him.
sorry,
He's
okay.
fine. He's
All right,
not
That's all I
going
need
anywhere.
to know.
He's not
okay,
going
cool.
anywhere. You're good.
I'll let you guys get back
Thanks,
at
sir.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Keep up
appearance.
the good work.
100%.
Mom and I are proud of you.
Thank you.
Love
when
you, brother.
it's a funny thing. I'll tell a story on that real quick.
Yeah.
When I was
cracks
20,
me up.
let's say I was 24.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
era.
A couple years ago.
Area? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year. I ran a fantasy football blog back in the day before it was cool.
Okay.
I owned fantasyfootballblog.net,
Wow.
and I sold it to a guy in New York when I was a little kid, man.
How much did
and
you sell
every
it for?
Friday, very little.
Oh.
But
I sold a website,
Yeah.
right? And I would go on there every Thursday, and I'd make my picks, and I would put them out. And I had such a following; it was crazy. Like when you search
Yeah.
fantasy
Oh,
football
it's
blog, I was number one.
You're talking 20 years ago, approximately. Give or take,
less.
18,
Yeah.
15.
15 years ago.
Okay.
That was big back then.
Man, I was pumped. I
Listen,
was so proud.
I've been playing fantasy football since 2005, and I've gotten to where I've like developed my game from like your traditional leagues and this kind of stuff. I'm in a dynasty now. It's called an empire. And this empire is something different. So like it's brought me to a whole new level of like seasonal leagues. I don't even like pay attention to them because it doesn't give me any thrills. It's not cool. I'm planning draft picks and I'm planning.
People talk about it, it's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I retired this year.
Oh,
no
really?
lie. I know it's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but
why did you retire?
Commitment.
Okay.
It's crazy.
It's hard.
And then when you're in, you end up being in multiple, right?
Yes.
It just happens.
Yep.
Okay. You're good.
I'm in 4.
Right. And keeper leagues are expensive.
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
So, and their commitment.
Yeah.
If you're not working the wire and doing the work, right? I mean, you know what I'm
I
saying.
had no idea.
So
I really had no idea.
I know, it's crazy.
I thought it was just fun.
So really, I sold my team and retired. And I was like, I can't do it
You
anymore.
sell a fantasy football team?
If I win my empire, all right, Jimmy, the empire you have to win twice. Somebody has to win the league twice for it to be over. All right. How it works is everybody puts in $300 at the beginning of the season every year. Half the pot gets paid out, the other half the pot builds, right? So when the winner, the first guy to win it twice, gets the empire pot. Right now it's got $7,600 in it. All right. So I win the empire pot. If I won
7,600.
Yeah,
7,600. 7,600. Okay, I'm with you.
I won last year. I won the empire last year.
You did?
I did. So I'm the only person who has a shot at winning it this year.
Oh, you mean the first part?
Yeah,
the first
I
leg.
won the first leg. Yeah.
Wow,
So
very,
and the
very
guy
good.
who won it the year
Very
before left the
prestigious.
league. He sold his team. So there's 2 years of money in there, 3 now, and I'm the only guy in the league who's got a crack at winning it this year.
Okay, do you win it twice or back to back?
Twice.
That's it.
Because back to back's hard. Back to back's really, really hard.
Oh, so it's not back
It's not back to back. No,
Wow.
I just have to win it
So
twice.
I thought it was going to build forever.
No,
going back to back.
no. Then there's
That
rules
doesn't
put in
happen.
place. Like I cannot. Hey, there we were just talking about him too.
Spoke him into existence.
spoke you in here,
we
brother.
should have wished for something better.
Let me rub that shirt for good luck.
So I can't, because I won, I can't trade draft picks for 3 years. Because if you
don't want this
if
stuff. Right, you don't want to ruin it.
Yeah. So I can't trade draft picks. So I
What are we
flipped my
doing
whole
right
roster. Yeah.
This is a science.
You didn't even know this existed?
No, absolutely. I had no idea.
This is crazy. First time I played fantasy football,
Yeah.
I was 15 years old and I played it in a paper.
Wow.
I cut it out.
Yep.
Filled out my lineup. It was draft your best team for the week.
Yep.
And I won, like, as a 15-year-old, I won the big paper.
What did you do with that piece of paper?
And I won them.
What did you do with it?
He mailed it into the
mailed it in?
He mailed it into the newspaper.
I am not lying. There was
a job at the newspaper.
This was
that was
1990.
literally collecting these sheets, filing them, and seeing who won.
And then I won it. So then I was like, whoa.
Am I still?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we are
It's a
off
whole
track.
subculture.
The train is off the tracks on this
But
one.
this is how we know each other. Right?
That's it.
I mean,
We're in
it
every
sounds
aspect
silly,
of our
but
lives.
someday we'll laugh about fantasy football again in the future. But this is how it begins, right? We're in here, we're talking to so-and-so, and it is fantasy football.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do
That's
for a
it.
living?
Relationships. People do business with who they like. All I want to do is help you guys achieve your dreams. And
All
if
I
I can
wanna do
support
is
it in
hug
one
you
way,
when you got
that's
there.
it. That's
You
it.
know?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
that's
it.
how close we are.
That's it.
Where's
Exactly.
Teddy been?
It is.
Yeah.
I wanna
You guys
catch up.
have spoken the gospel.
And now next time, what will you say to Teddy next time?
How'd your fantasy team
Did you win?
I had a fantasy team one time.
No.
Yeah. Not the type. No. We can't talk about that on air.
Stop.
James, you're supposed to give me the leg.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Dude, I don't even know what we just
We just did it.
but I'm so
I don't
glad
know.
we did it.
Here we go.
We educated it.
Yeah, and
Jimmy on
I
fantasy
will.
football.
I will.
And
now-
the whole industry.
I
that
now
did
give.
which is-
Listen, and now
There are
I am
two other
available for tips and other things.
Just
for
go to fantasyfootballblog.net.
Not anymore. No,
Are you the one that bought it?
Hit me up. Shh. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll give you your advice, and my Venmo's Cash App handle will be in the bio.
Wow, that's a lot. We'll be back.
Bye, guys.
See ya.